So just on the topic, because top rep is coming up, right? How do you make a sales training process successful? How do you take top rep or take Rodney Webb, whatever you use, Grant Cardone, and make that successful with your team? What's the most important thing,
Inspect what you expect.
right?
Everything is suspect.
Yep. Inspect what you expect. So in
Well, they
that
don't
case,
have, Andres, they don't have like those employee accountability platforms, right? Like Alex talks about a lot. There is no accountability in a lot of these other CRMs that exist, right? It's not forcing them to follow the flow, whether it's validations, whether it's getting access to their next appointments, whether it's, having requirements to look at your KPIs and your dashboards and your reports every day. There's zero, right? And that's the difference. It's that employee accountability, you know, like Alex was saying, inspect what you expect. It's really hard to do that in these other systems when they don't even know where to start.
How do you properly track KPIs?
How do you do that? Yeah.
Fact or
yeah,
conjecture? What really happened out there in the field? What did the homeowner really say when you ask these questions? Like, how do you get that realistic information? At the end of the
yeah,
day, at the end of the day, trying to get guys to, be as honest as they possibly can when doing it, because most guys try to fake the funk, especially sales guys. It's like, well, they didn't buy it, but they're gonna. They told me they were gonna. Then they never do.
Right.
So how do you get guys in that conversation to admit, like, why didn't they buy, right? Instead of, oh, they're gonna buy. Question should be, why didn't they buy right there? And most guys can't answer that because they didn't ask the right questions and track the right KPIs to know why they didn't sell it there. Maybe they weren't the expert. Maybe the homeowner didn't feel comfortable with them. Maybe the price is an issue, but they never got to talk about price because nobody wants to say they can't afford it, right? But they didn't know how to get that conversation rolling out. So tracking
right.
KPIs, you can get to those issues that sales guys are having, and they're all different, right? You go in and train all of your sales guys the same way, that doesn't help anyone. Everyone is struggling somewhere a little differently.
If you're not measuring their productivity or if you're not measuring their progress and you're just saying, hey, you sold this much this month. Now let's see you sell, 50% more next month. And then let's keep building on that. That's just giving them a target, but you're not essentially helping them perfect the process or just
Revenue, revenue is
improve.
revenue is not a real measurable KPI as far as I'm concerned.
Right. Because a lot of guys rely on, hey, how much did you sell this month? What are you going to do next month? And this is the leaderboard,
Yeah.
you know?
I don't even know how they got there or what they
Right.
did different, right? Or how do they do that again the next month?
And what can they do better? If they're not capturing any data on this, people are just going out there and hoping to hit a target.
Think about scaling a sales team. It, most guys go out there and hire sales guys that are sales guys, and then go out and you can give them a bunch of leads, and then go out and they sell it, right? You can't scale those guys. You can't. There's just not that many skilled, veteran sales guys that can go out and close 60% of the deals every freaking time, right? To scale, you need a selling system that you can train and teach and track. And if you can't do all three of those things at the same time, you will not be able to scale your sales team. I'm not talking going from three sales guys to five sales guys. I'm talking go from five sales guys to 15 sales guys to 30 sales guys in 3 years. How do you do that and maintain high close rates and customer satisfaction?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
almost impossible without a selling system and a CRM that can track KPIs to teach the system and train. That's
Yeah.
that's the hard thing for people. What CFlow does is it allows you to scale to that level. For your smaller guys, yeah, scaling up your sales team from two to four, not that bad. You can find a couple of good sales guys, but all of a sudden you need to hire five sales guys and you want to double your business next year. There's just not a lot of
Double your
60% close.
casework.
Well, it's not a lot of 60% close guys that are
Yeah.
just knocking on your door to come sell for you, you know?
Yeah.
Some prospects I've spoken to have literally said like, yeah, I just kind of give my guys a target. They go out there and sell, and that's kind of how I rate them. What did you do this month? They're all selling differently. One guy's selling off of pure just relationship building. The other
Yep.
guy has his own system that he learned at his last company. Another guy is something that he created himself. So there's no consistency. There's no consistent variables, right? So I feel like that's the issue when you have you're just hiring sales guys to hire sales guys.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are going to that top rep thing next week. And
Hmm.
like all those guys are pretty strict system, what to do and how to do it. Imagine your sales manager in there and you're trying to train this system, but how do you even attempt to teach people if you have no idea what's happening out there in the field? You don't know any of that stuff unless you're tracking it in a CRM like CFlow. You'll never know. Try to do it on pen and paper. I did that for years and still half truths and gorilla dust, man. But capturing information immediately after the sale is a big step. So it all kind of
Yeah,
comes together with the system like ours. Everything comes together to produce strong, realistic KPIs to help train system and increase close rates and customer satisfaction. That's the end game.